Okay, here we are. We've got probate property. Now, what does probate mean? Probate means that there is a deceased estate. Okay, it's fancy legal words. It means that someone has died and this person, when this person was alive, owned properties or a property. Now, um, there is a group of people who might inherit this property, or if there's a will that says this property is going to be donated to so and so. But in this case, we are going to assume that there is an estate, a property that someone is going to inherit. The usual case is that this estate will be sold onto the market and that the person who's inherited it will just take the cash. Okay, that is generally the case. Sometimes people want to hold on to the property, the title gets transferred, and that's it. Okay, but as a lead generation exercise, like the sold subject to contract, we are hoping for the situation wherein the person who inherited the property wants to sell it on, and they are not interested in holding on to these properties, and they just want to sell it on, and they want to sell it on fast because it's not something that they want to hold on to. They might be putting it on the market, that's fine, or as a property investor wanting off market deals, you might want to do other venues to see if you can get hold of these properties before they get onto the market. Now, there are two ways to do this. One is you either go to, and I'm sorry to say this is a bit morbid, you might want to go onto the Gazette where all the probate estates um, from deceased estate are listed, and then you can data scrape that way. Okay, so we'll just see what that looks like. This is the Gazette, and it says here all notices, notice types, and all that. You've got here the uh, like the search results basically. Obviously, there is a lot here because these will go all the way up to 350 years. We don't want that. We just want probably, and this is the instruction that the landlord needs to clarify himself and give to you. He's going to say, first of all, the area, okay, and the limitations of the search, okay, from which date to what date. It could be just within the last 12 months, or it can be the last 6 months, it can be the last 2 years. I think the further you go in the search results, um, the less likely you'll find something off market, okay? You want quite recent listings. So I would say maybe the last 6 months, okay? It is unfortunate that obviously in this day and age, we've got the pandemic, so we need to, well, the landlord needs to tread carefully with using this strategy, okay? In normal circumstances, without the situation of the pandemic, we, in a way, we're in a less tragic situation because we're talking about normal deaths or like natural deaths. But right now, it is highly likely that the search results that we're going to be seeing are the unfortunate victims of the pandemic. Okay. Sometimes there can be a specific name that the landlord might want you to look out for. Okay. This could be because I'm not so sure exactly in what situations the landlord might say, okay, there's a specific name, but just in case there's a specific name that the landlord wants you to watch out for, then we can type it in here, okay? For example, it is a property that he's actually seen on Rightmove, and it's a property that he's wondering what's happening here, okay, and then he might be able to, for investigation, find out who owns the property using the land registry, and he wants you to find out if this name is actually listed on the Gazette has a deceased estate. That can be the situation. So we've got here the keywords where you type in the name, let's say Mr. Robinson, okay? And you've got the filters here on the left. There's other things. I believe you can see that that's blue. It's because this URL already pre-selects disease estates, okay? Disease estate notices. Because there's others, there's, I don't know, honors and awards, for example, or announcements on the royal family. We're not interested in that. We want just to see the disease estates. We've got here wills and probate. Okay, missing wills, but disease, wills and probate, that's good enough for us, okay? Notice code, we don't need to be interested in that. Location, let us use Rotherham again as an exercise. 1 mile, fine. Local authority, update results. 131 notices, okay. Where are the dates? Publication date, sorry, I forgot to type that in. I'm gonna say the 1st of April 2020 up until last week, let's say the 31st of October 2020. We've got a nice few numbers here, okay, so not a lot. So we've got John Spencer, David Stewart, Gladys Barker, Jack O'Connor. Okay, that's the name of the deceased estate. And you've got here view full notice. And you've got here the name of the executor. You are obviously not going to contact the person who's died. We are going to scrape the address of the executor, okay? So we'll copy, we'll copy the address. David Stewart, Gladys Barker. I'm just going to copy 3 addresses, okay? You'll get the picture anyhow. Thankfully, all of these addresses look like they are complete addresses with the company name, the street number, the street name, the city, and the full postcode. So there's the only investigation that you'll need to do is to find out who to address the letter to. So you can either do one of 2 things. You can just simply Google it, Parker Roads, and you'll find the website of the solicitors, and then you can pull out a name this way, our team, or maybe about us, dispute resolution, probably not them, residential conveyancing, wills, trust, and probate. Here it is. You might get the name of this person. What was her name? Bridget Thorpe. Okay. The other way to find is to use, and we've got here the other link that I've put in here in the Excel file that you all received, is the Law Society's website. We click on that. We can find the solicitor this way. Okay, we can type in, for example, this person. Okay, I think this is the person's name, Lindsay Rosen, so we don't need to look for that. Turner, Atkinson, and Ward. Find a solicitor. Name. There we go. Turner, Atkinson, and Ward. We click on that. It will tell us, a person to contact. There is one solicitor at this organization. We double click on that, and we've got the name Peter James Ward. Okay. Okay. So this is an easier way, guys, to find people to contact. Okay. Like I said, these three strategies will have their own separate letter template to use. So you obviously want to be sending a probate letter template to the solicitors and not send them the letter template for the sold subject to contract. Okay, so let's go back here to the probate again. So that was the strategy 2 of the probate strategy, wherein you actually look for the actual deceased estate, okay, and then find out the executor to contact. The other way is to do a general prospecting campaign. That is to say, you're assuming that solicitors who deal with probates and wills will have a constant supply, I guess, of clients to work for who have approached them because they need a solicitor to sort out their wills and probate. So instead of using the Gazette, because the Gazette is you're looking at the specific estates in probate, okay? What now we're looking for is just a general prospecting direct marketing campaign. That is to say, we want to contact solicitors in the area that the landlord wants you to contact in, and we blanket contact them with the same letter template to ask, we are property investors. Obviously, I'm not saying it professionally, but the letter itself will have a professional wording as to what you're contacting them for, and if they've got any clients who may need our services, we are happy to take in some inquiries. Okay. So the area, let's once again, you will receive this as an instruction from your property investor client. He will say, okay, I want you to go look in Rotherham. Okay. So that means we have this, we just use this link, we click on it, it'll take us to this website, and we are going to type in Rotherham. And we've got Rotherham in there and search. It says we've got 311 firms within 25 miles of Rotherham. Okay. If there is a way to more search options. Okay, list view. There doesn't seem to be a way to just limit the search results to Rotherham, so you are going to have to do this manually. But basically, you will be data scraping this 311 search results. Now, you must remember that the landlord only wants you to contact solicitors in Rotherham. So sometimes, as it is in the Philippines, maybe there might be law firms that have different offices across the country. So it might be, for example, like this one, Arthur Jackson and Co. actually has 2 offices. So I don't want you, and neither does your boss, will want you to spend time data scraping and typing in 2 offices, and he's going to be spending for the printing and the posting for 2 letters. If you click on the 2 offices, only data scrape the one in Rotherham. Okay, in this case, both are in Rotherham, South Yorkshire. Sometimes they might have one in Rotherham and one in London, or one in Edinburgh and another in Glasgow, for example. So in this instance, it actually has both addresses in Rotherham. So by all means, scrape both of them. Okay. So you've got Arthur Jackson, got 3 solicitors. You've got here 3 names. When you've got 3 names, I would say you've got here solicitor, solicitor, partner, assistant, partner. I would choose a partner, maybe. Okay, let's call that Neil Richard Oliver, who works at Arthur Jackson and Co. at number 4 Ashmount, Doncaster Gate, etc. So this is an exercise that you can repeat onto the next entry, and you've got 311 to go through. Once you've gone through all of them, you can then once more use this blank page to type in the data that you scraped. Okay, we've got Mr. Peter James, job title. You can scrape the job title with solicitor or what, but you don't probably need to for each one. You've got the company. You've got 39 Potter Street Workshop. Notts is actually shortcut for Nottinghamshire. You don't even need to understand what the address says because it'll just get printed off and the postman will know and the sorting office will know where that is. Okay. So we've got here, I'm just going to do 2 because I know we're running out of time. Miss Linda Rawson, Howells LLP. Faster sometimes to just type it. Bridge Street. It's Sheffield. You can skip lines in the spreadsheet and it's fine. Stamp will recognize that as an empty field and will ignore it. And the postcode is S3, 8, and L. Once again, download this and save this as a CSV file. I'm not going to download it because we'll just, for the exercise of using stamp, we'll use the one that I downloaded earlier. Okay.